Okay, folks, we are doing this. Here we go. What's going on, Red Brick people? It's Red Brick Dick Bob. The grandson's asleep, so I gotta be kind of quiet because he's just down the hallway a bit. So I don't know what to do with myself. So we're gonna do a little Red Brick reflection, reflecting on the past of the Red Bricks, and I'll just say a couple things. Um, about some of the things that I've learned since I've come to understand that all the mountains are melted buildings. First of all, in how my plight started with the red bricks was I was chasing the convoluted truth about our Capitol buildings in America and all these cities, saying they were already here. But not until I understood that all the mountains are melted buildings did I begin to understand why those pockets of survival that we call these red brick buildings that are everywhere. Many things were destroyed that were not so recognizable, and then when man goes in there after and blows stuff up further with explosives and so forth and wars, then things, they want to use a reason why that looks that way, or age, or they give you these timelines of eons and millions of years. And anyway, those are some of the other things, and some of the other things we've discovered too, by this, in this truther game. And that's what it seems like, a game, because other people come along looking at the marbles that we're playing with and want to take them away or convolute them or cause separation. And that's an ongoing thing in every group. But we need to be wiser than those serpents and start. I watched a video today with Dean, and you could see Dean, and he's on the channel with Spartan Red. He hosts there with Spartan Red. And at the end of his video, he really got really, he displayed his emotion, how he felt about division and the realm that we live in right now, with those in charge, with the controllers in charge, with the lies they've driven down all our necks. But know that we're on truth, and they're going to send many to divide you, and already they have groups saying they debunked the red brick community and the melted building university and so forth, and we debunked them and showed that they're nothing but a bunch of puppets who follow the convoluted historical narrative of nothingness. Half-truths, if at best, is what academia gives us. And here in the red brick community, we look at the evidence, we look at everything, and we deduce through a series of looking at every mountain, beyond the mountains, looking at every city, looking at all the convoluted history and piecing it together, and it starts coming together and shaping together better with the red brick narrative and meltology than it does with all of academia. You start understanding meltology and the realm that we're on, you understand that the majority of academia is exactly that, convoluted, nonsensical gibberish that's been perpetrated to further a lie, to create particular industries of research, again, to divert the eye, using fancy words and all kinds of stuff about your, your tectonic plates and geological this and all this nonsense. It's not, it's all building. It was all building. And the joint was melted, see? And here we sit. So, as I reflect, rather, and what is it now? It's 10:12. Not much time here left in what we want to call, the New Year flip. And again, there's rudiments and traditions of men. Some people all around Europe, people are celebrating by, exploding stuff in the sky, and more just traditions and rudiments of men. But my wish is to say to all those people in Meltology and the Red Bricks, Happy New Year, and let's melt their minds open some more, as we concur that more unity needs to be brought together with the Red Brick community. I think we're going to kick butt even more, and I'm all aboard. So anybody needs any hand out there doing something, getting stuff together, I'm getting some stuff together. We can do something more powerful in powerful ways. And that's my hope for the new year for everybody in the Red Brick family and the Red Brick group and people. So let's get on studio mode and see what's going on here. See what we're looking at. So here we are, just putzing around in the black mirror. And here's a good point to make. In this midst of searching and showing substantially, conclusively, that all the Capitol buildings in America were inherited, I reflect back on how's the audio, by the way? Reflect back on some of the things that we run across and learn about what's going down in our society and so forth. And here's a poignant thing to observe. In the past, you see a group of people. It was a merge festival, and a British artist named Alex Chinek designed a life-size two-story house made out of 8,000 wax red bricks, built at the end of September in the middle of the city. A pound of flesh for 50 pence was systematically built out of terracotta and cast into paraffin wax to melt. See, for a ritualistic understanding of a realm that we don't know. But they're going to celebrate this artistically with this guy named Alex Chinek. Someone maybe brought into the club understanding what's going on here and so forth. But I want you to observe this. See this building? It's made out of wax. Behind it is a red brick building that went through the meltdown, and it is a pocket of survival right behind the building that they're using for this merge festival. So that was when I discovered this. That was, I think it was 2019 when I first heard of this. And I said to myself, well, what's going on here? Well, anyway, so I read some more of the article, and by the end of this time, all that would remain would be the roof base of the structure waiting in a pool of melted wax. Okay? So, I learned about this in 2019 and made a video on it. I think I might have made 2 videos on this particular building and this red brick building in the back that went through a meltdown. So they celebrate what we're talking about, but it's hidden in academia. And then when we talk about it, they pull people out of the woodwork to say we're conspiracy theorists, and they're finding people who say they're going to debunk us over that over the things that we say, that all the mountains are melted buildings and these are pockets of survival. So we moved on further in the red brick community and talked about other things. We talked about Tonga. We talked about the moon. And we even talked about um, uh, things conjunction with what NASA wants to perpetrate, the lie of space and so forth. And we show you that the moon is not what it appears to be. And 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 we shown um, a reflective images that were cast upon. Well, let's not even go there. Let's not go there. Let's just stick with the narrative of red bricks. More red bricks were found in Tonga. There was a Japanese diver, and they found it. We were talking about it in the red brick community, and the next thing you know, those controllers go there and blow it up and tell you a volcano did it. See? So, when we show stuff, and then we talked about Chernobyl and in Ukraine and showed the evidence of the red brick melted world there with those apartment complexes everywhere made of red bricks of the old world and old world um, energy plants and all kinds of stuff. Well, now we have a fake war with a fake leader over there, that Zelensky douche. See? So we got to contend with that. So when we're on and talking about it, they go in there and destroy it. And that's what they're doing right now. Destroying it again. Destroying it again. So that's a fact, and it's, fleecing our money and over rumors of war and lies, because it's all to hide their lies of this convoluted historical nonsense. I mean, even not so far past, when Rumsfeld screams out to us all, "Oh, we lost $1 trillion. How convenient." Then the towers go down, they blame some Muslims, and nothing ever happens to the $1 trillion is missing. Except a bunch of people that are fleecing our America, and they're laughing. And it's time for us to all wake up. The Rumsfeld douche is dead. Good riddance. Or is he? Was it a fake death? Like, people killing themselves in prison, or people being killed themselves jumping in the Hudson River when they divulged the truth about this society of monsters that are leading us. See? So, we need to start thinking. We need to start thinking about, what are we telling each other? Oh, what was that? Not bad. Huh. Dang it. Okay, what was going on here? It's being stupid. Sorry, forgive me, folks. I was trying to do something. Oh man, my OBS is acting up, so I don't know what I have to do here. So we'll just get out of here for a minute. So anyway, my OBS is screwing up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of studio mode for a minute. We'll just walk around and look at some of these beautiful star forts that are all over the world. They even put them in your kids' shows, and your kids' cartoons. Alright, sorry about that, folks. I had to reboot that software. So give me a second here. Thing screwed up, so we get it fixed here in a minute. So forgive me for that. That's better, huh? So back to what we were doing. Close that out. Yeah, that software was locked up and wouldn't let me do nothing. Well, I could still do something, but it was just causing more problems, and I was just going to continue. I was lucky that it opened up back so quick, but sometimes it wants to act stupid and you don't want to help out when it's doing that, you know. So if it looks like the audio's alright, everything's doing alright. We don't have no drop frames. Okay. Seems like everything's going good. Um, it's not showing us. Maybe we have to open it up more. Not bad. Dang it. Not what we wanted to do. Well, it's still acting up a little bit, folks, but we could just deal with it, huh? And just flip around, do some red brick reflections. Uh, I don't know if anybody doesn't know about star forts. If not, there's a good start to go look at the star forts. Know that these are all pockets of survival from the meltdown. This is technology on the grid, you know. And some people, like a family that was homeless, moved into one of these um, former castles that was named Tech Castle, and they changed their name to Tech, and we call it technology today, and that's a direct result of breaking down and re-engineering the tech that was on the grid that they resided in, the Ka cell, where the solar resides, where the energy is. See, Ka, the Talas, energy, horseshoe magnets, power, water, you know, resonant sound, resonant electricity from the sky, you know, just amazing. They knew how to utilize all the forces in this realm. And they're everywhere. America, Europe, Asia, Cuba, Holland. There's a cat talking about him. Autodidactic, the guy from down under. See? Go check his channel out. He's a guy who'll tell you some more stuff about that. That image right there was pulled up by Yandex, a Russian search engine. Still by Google though, it's still Google's. Ain't that weird? But it's Yandex and Google working together or what? Well, since 2019, we had sputtering on the way and things were going array, but great strides have been made in this time. A lot more people are aware um, of the red brick people, and all the mountains are melted buildings, and that academia is a lie, because we help show that as well while we chase the red bricks and show you this melted realm. Over and over and over, and people say, why don't you get tired? There's so much to show, so it's good to get this cataloged and show it, to get more out there, to show that. And what it does, it helps destroy these geologists with this, and these archaeologists with this convoluted truth, because it's not. They take some history and then put their narrative of crap in it and feed it to the masses, and we believe it. Look, 1.5 billion people follow around a red-shoed freak. See, and that's what they are. They're destroyers of minds and energy vampires. They have robbed people for a long time, of the truth, of so much truth and so much evil that they were a part of, that they caused. But nobody wants to talk about that. See, or, like Star Forts, you know, they'll give you all this narrative, this and this and that of it in academia. But we in the Red Brick community say this was tech on the grid. Okay, this was for energy, power. Okay, and sometimes in my own mind's eye, the way some of these were constructed, they could possibly have floated. They possibly could have, who knows? Maybe they had means to even levitate these huge structures, knowing the electromagnetic grid that we're on and how to utilize these electromagnetic grids, the telluric fields on our grid. So this is assumption on my part, but I look at it and I think this is plausible, this is feasible. Yet, I do know for certain that all the mountains are melted building. It was tech on the grid. And the Red Brick people are showing it. We see some truthers allegedly come along and want to talk about these Star Forts and so forth. But they give you more convoluted stuff with a little better idea of what we're trying to do, but they're just there to divide. And we don't want no division. The division that we want is to divide your mind for a second and can keep all the stuff you were told and believed in half your mind, but empty the other side to open it up. And as soon as you do and you start seeing what the Red Brick people are telling you, all that other stuff will just evaporate out that other side. And at the same time, be used. You can utilize the convoluted history to start assembling a sounder standard of truth through red bricks and meltology about our past. And it wasn't that long ago, and we concur in the red brick community and the truther community, that 1,000 years was added to our timeline. So, and it's been a plight of those who claim they want this new world order, and we indeed need a new way of thinking. We have to work together as the people, we to ensure the safety of the future of our children and our children's children, that they don't have to be subjugated to the tyrannical, worshipping, lying people that are in charge today. So that's what we need to do. The children are our future, and we have to stop letting their minds be polluted by the crap that public schools misinforms our kids about the past, about space. They misinform children about so many things early on to indoctrinate them into more lies of garbage. So I don't know if we got anybody in the chat or not. I have to open up something to take a look, so give me a second, folks, and I'll check, see if anyone's in the chat. I'm gonna open up the phone. I gotta get this laptop off my lap too. It's starting to cook me. And we don't need that, you know what I mean? it's being sluggish. Stupid computer. Alright, it's James Breed and Big James in the house there for a minute. Stopped by and said, Happy New Year. Almost, right? April, right? I hope you're doing well, my brother. Much love and blessings to you and family. You too, brother. Happy New Birthday, community. Matt C. Happy New Year to you. Oh, I gotta turn that down. I'm gonna get that loop in there. Sorry about that. So, yeah. So, Happy New Year to you guys. I'm just putzing around. The grandkids sleeping already in the other room. My girl's in watching Dick Clark Countdown. And I'm in here looking at star forts and reflecting on the red brick people. And I have so much hope in my head for things to happen a certain way, but it doesn't seem like it's been happening that way. But that don't mean we can't turn this around somehow to make it just take off. You know, I think we have to try to enter an arena of academia. We're gonna have to start stifling how we sound. We sound a little bit harsh sometimes, a little bit too much cursing and so forth, and I'm guilty of that myself. Because of my own hostilities about these people who call themselves leaders and, our, our blue team, if you will. They got these signs up, back the blue. Back the blue? Are you kidding me? None of these people who are in blue did anything about a governor who was unconstitutional to us all. These guys in blue didn't do nothing about these people who want to tell you to walk around with a diaper on your face. And these people didn't do nothing except are a bunch of subservient dumbasses in my book that don't know anything about history, don't know nothing about their own self, about their own race, about where you come from, about this realm. They got this story of red, white, and blue with George Washington and blah, 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 and they watch the Jetson and they think you can get to space and all this other stuff. And I was one of those people once, until I woke up and I seen that all the mountains indeed are melted buildings, and a group of people who I call energy vampires meter us for energy every day when it's readily available everywhere. All these star forts could produce electricity, and many of these red brick buildings all throughout every city in America and in the world could produce electricity, heat, because they were car cells where the soul resided. See? Energy buildings. You know. Yeah, laptops do get on the bottom. My leg's on fire right now. I gotta get it off my leg. Well, Happy New Year to you there, Lone Ranger 420. Yep, negative energy vampires. Yeah, you know what? I had relatives. I had a great grandpa was a Michigan State Trooper. My father did 25 years in the military. I know a lot about those type, a lot of war has been in my family and stuff like that. And I think that our cops are so fraudulent today and so not even educated much. They don't even know about, rights of the people, when they're filming or nothing, man. And it seems like the, the cops are, you know, we need some peacemakers is what we need. We don't need no cops. See, we need to hire a bunch of people with big souls and big hearts that can manage people and have like just, um, like rubber rounds at worst, you know what I mean? We don't want to kill nobody, we just want to keep peace. And no matter if somebody wants to be lethal towards us, we should still not just knock them off completely, if we can. See, instead of every other day we hear these cops shooting kids up, and it's sad, and then they justify it and say it was justifiable. Absolutely not. I mean, they can't even think no more, and they say this is justifiable, not through my tax dollars. If it was up to me, we'd already shut down the state cops in Michigan. We'd shut down the Detroit cops. We'd shut down just about every cops, and we'd rehire a bunch of Barney Fifes. Okay, we'd train them, and we wouldn't give them no bullet. We'd give them some tasers, train them how to take people down with different means, see? And we'd fare a lot better. I know that for a fact. And instead of pacifying people when they get locked up with the garbage and ping pong and basketball and all that stuff, start working them and educate them. Not with your garbage programs, but really educating them for a trade, something they can do. You talk about, but you don't do it, because you wanna feed the beast, the Michigan Department of Corrections penal industry, and make money from souls. See, these Masonic losers, man. That's what they are. I want to profit by incarcerating people. You know what I mean? That's sick in my book. Exactly. Who knows what's going behind the scenes? But I know one thing. I know the red brick community has made big strides forward. I see a lot more people putting stuff together, getting the word out. Maybe not as fast as we would like, because they keep us in the corner. They don't want the world really catching on to what we gotta say. Oh, Matt, see, you're in Chicago. Yoakum's in Chicago right now. He was supposed to get a hold of me, but he didn't. I'm just not far from him. I have a friend of mine who used to have a route. He'd drive to Chicago every day. So from here, where I live, he would drive to Chicago every day and back on his route to drop stuff off for, I think, a trucking company called Schneider. So, anyway. Yeah, they profit off of them. You know what? It's funny. There's one jail around here where the sheriff, the jailer, he's the one that supplies the vape pens to these. Well, it's not around here. It's in another state. I think it was North Carolina. That's where I think it was. I might be mistaken. But he's the one that supplies the vape pens for nicotine to these prisoners, and he's doing pretty good just slinging vape pens, let alone the wage he gets for, allegedly it's his jail. So he's, he privately owns the jail. And that here happens a lot in this state too, Michigan. These people who want to profit by building these jails and putting men in them, and women for that matter, and children. Yeah, Chicago's rough tumble, man. I know about your town there, Chi-Town. I got locked up in that town when I was a youngster, and there's a rough tumble. I was in Will County Jail, and what was the other jail? Will County. Will County Jail was out of Shanahan, Illinois. It's still, bubbling city and rough tumble. Um, and the other one was, what was the name of it? Not Will County, but the one was Shanahan, and that was That's in Will County. Anyway, I can't remember. It's one. It was the same jail that Al Capone was in. Looked like old dungeon I was in, an old red brick building. Yep. I'll never forget it, man. Just like I resided in the red brick building in Germany when I lived in Germany. And here, 2 red brick buildings that were redesignated buildings to be prisons. One in Jackson and one outside of Detroit. That they say that was built for women prisoners, that's another convoluted historical lie narrative they give us, because it was a home. It was a big home. A self-sufficient home with energy, power. Oh, sweet. Yeah, a lot of beautiful buildings in Chicago. A lot of old history there, man. A lot of underground shit there too, man. Chicago was part of a star fort. Yeah, they gave us the Al Capone story. Yeah. Create prohibition. Take over the alcohol industry. And then make booze legal again. Killed off the competitors. Huh? Took over the industry. And they still got it today. Huh? It cost you in my area over 100 grand for a liquor license. Huh? That's cheap. So let's see what's going on here. Still in Star Forts here. Still Star Forts scrolling here. It's a little bit loud, ain't it? Get this over here. Okay, we're gonna take a puff break, folks. We're gonna take a puff break and take us a hit of some Candyland. I cough, forgive me, I'm smoking oil. Told you, I knew it was coming. Compresses them lungs like ash. Yeah, that's a good point there, Matt. See, you know, Alphonse, and I was Al. You know, yeah, that is weird shit, man. Maybe they don't want you to research that guy and see that he was a player. They were working the whole system. See, give me a bullshit. That's why he lived like a king in jail, right? Because it was all corrupt, man. He was just a player, huh? Weird shit, man. Weird shit, you know. Later, bootleggers become, their kids become president. You know what I mean? Look at the Kennedys. Bootleggers later became C, so it all starts lining up, you know. Probably both, Matt. You probably see through their bullshit, and the timelines are shifting because they can't control all the lies. They can't keep, they can't keep. There's so many lies, convoluted historical, nonsensical facts that they have to continue to cover up. Just their um, NASA stories, completely garbage. Doing a stream. What are you doing? Say hello to the people.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year.
That's Linda stopping in to say Happy New Year. So I'm talking about Star
Happy New
Force
Year,
and stuff.
Kevin. Did you say?
Yeah. Yeah, she's just checking on me because we got the grandkid over. So she was just checking on me to make sure that I can hear him. Even though I'm doing this, I said, oh yeah, because he'll run in here. Because if he wakes up and I ain't there, he just run in here. So he'll be alright. So anyway, I got distracted there, so. Yeah, Matt said Happy New Year. Yeah, you know what? That's what I was saying to a friend of mine. I said all sports are rigged. You know, I mean, I'm sure some games are legit, if you will say, but I think you know that Tom Brady and all these wins, it was all Masonic to make money, and he won. And who's he with now? Tampa Bay Buccaneers, TB, Tom Brady, right? Just more garbage, just like the lottery. The only real people who win are their constituents. And they laugh all the way to the bank. All right, Matt's he's smoking weed, drinking beer, and smoking cigs. So it sounds like you're enjoying your chair there and kicking back. So let's see. Yeah, that's understandable. I like playing sports. I like playing sports. Get some people together and stuff, but not sitting and watching. Like some people can sit and watch a golf. I don't really. That ain't really. If I will, I've watched golf, but anyway. Oh, I am making a pizza. Oh yeah, that's right. Sounds like a plan, man. So it's what, 11 o'clock in Chi-Town. Gonna make a pizza. Got your smokes, got your weed, and got your beer. Sound like it's gonna be a good new year. Yeah. Yeah, I think, isn't it New Year's, or it's either New Year's or I think Halloween is the number one time when people buy pizza. When making your own pizza, that's the way to do it, man. You can make it like you make it, how you like it. I like my sauce a certain way. I like the crust a certain way. Now, Chicago, they make some good pizzas in Chicago. But the best pizza I ever had was right here in Michigan. And it was from a guy from Chicago. He moved here from Chicago. He made old Tuscany style pizza. And it was so good. So he made good Chicago style pizza and Tuscany pizza. It was the best I ever had in my life. And then one of the customers banged his old lady and he closed shop. Never seen the guy again. It broke my heart. Because it was the best pizza I ever ate, man. I ate a lot of pizza in my life. Yeah, I like thin crust too. A lot of people like that thick crust. I don't like that thick crust. I like a thin crust. Star Forts. Yeah, it was a sad story, that guy. Yeah, he wasn't here that long, not even a year. And his old lady ran off with a customer. Yeah, that's sad. Well, let's see what else we got going on here. We looked at a bunch of Star Forts just now. So what else is going down here? Look. Oh, what's this here? Oh, we had that up already. That's the Star Forts. And here's some. Here's more. Here's abandoned red brick buildings. Here's some more abandoned red brick buildings all over our realm. Yeah, you could look at some of them too. And these what we call pockets of survival. And for the people who are familiar with what we're talking about, these are pockets of survival all over the place that went through the meltdown, that survived the meltdown, if you will. But parts of the bottoms are screwed up still, and so forth. Look, the Pope, they was fixing up one, and they ain't done yet. That was an old red brick building of the past, and they've been working on it 127 years. So they're still not done fixing it up. They didn't build nothing, they're just fixing it up. Abandoned. Abandoned. Abandoned, and if not abandoned, they're going to destroy it. I think it was like 1,700 red brick buildings are set to be destroyed in Detroit. It's crazy, man, destroying all that. They move the courthouse out of their beautiful red brick building, and they move into the Renaissance Center to help pay one of the constituents' bills, and cost them an ungodly amount of money where it wouldn't have cost them nothing in the beautiful red brick building that was already there and available for them. And they'll give you a bunch of gobbledygook narrative of why they did this and so forth. And I tell you, because the pandemic hurt some of their constituents, and they didn't have nobody coming to their Renaissance Center and renting their rooms out. See, so they did that. They pulled out of one and went into another to take care of their constituents. That's a fact, folks. They're dirtbags. Energy vampires, thieves, liars. Pockets of survival everywhere. Ka cells. Ka, where the soul resides, energy. You reside in the building that had energy to keep you warm, to provide for you. Some of these huge structures of Ka cells, you could stay in there forever and never leave. They had gardens and well, you name it. Look at Lionsgate. There's one to go look up. Go read the narrative about that. And they try to put all kinds of things in the game to make it even more convoluted today than it was 3 years ago. Okay? True story. But again, these buildings I'm showing you now are buildings of the past that went through multiplication. They add on to them or build upon their foundations. That's the only thing they've done. Like here's an example of building structure style that looks exactly down the street from where I live. And it's called Kirk in the Hills. In Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, Kirk in the Hills. And they tell you it was started and they broke the ground in 1947, and that's a lie. And you get close when you look at red bricks and you see the red cross. You start understanding more things, and those are those who double-crossed you. And double-cross you today and tell you lies about this decay. And it's because of them energy vampires we have to live this way. Man, it's a fact. Yeah, I swear, you're right. So who we got in the chat now? We still got Matt C. Matt C. He says it seems like a weird game. Yeah, it does seem like a weird game, don't it? Like, it makes me think of Rod Serling's gonna come out any minute and tell us, oh, this is all bullshit. And we're gonna all go home and laugh about it. Oh, I don't know about laugh about it. Makes you want to think about the Addams family right there, huh? Looks like you could land a dirigible up there, or a couple dirigibles, huh? Huh. Oh, there, I got my status bar back out. I was wondering what happened to my software. All of a sudden, it's not letting me know if I have any drop frames or anything. And forgive me, I got caught up in doing something else. Yeah, they hide. They always will. They hide. I guess that's the term, shapeshifters. They shift into something else. You know, like OJ's man girlfriend, shifted into being Meg Kelly. And then the truth is found out again, and then they shift her off the stage for using the N-word. So funny. So yeah, they always hide. Because they're always lying, so they always gotta hide and lie. And lie some more to cover up their lies. And they don't care if they kill somebody to cover up their lives, do they? No. Yeah. Positive and negative. Yep, they're good at causing division, you're right. They have been practicing at it for a long time. Okay. A while back I said I gotta get this laptop off of my legs because it's starting to. There was a problem cooking my legs, so I gotta get this laptop off of my legs and see what we got going on here. Yeah, audio's pretty good right there, I think. So we gotta get that off my legs. Alright, so we'll get that off the legs. We've been streaming already 47 minutes. Now YouTube had a complaint. They complained to me. But I don't know why they're complaining to me. But it was. but we have no drop frames. It looks like we have a good steady connection. I gotta get this laptop off me. And here's what we'll do. We'll take a big old puff for everybody. I don't know if you can see me there. I'm in that eyeball there. Here we are. Everybody, where are we at here? There's a beautiful one. I still didn't get it off my lap. Big dumbass. There we go. We're gonna get this. There's a band in this computer off my lap. My leg's cooking. So Matt, see. Yeah, tonight I'm smoking 3 different blends of oil, but I've only hit on the one. And that was the Candyland. I didn't hit on the sour diesel. The sour diesel's good. And then they have some other stuff. I forget the name of it, man. But it's pretty good too. All like about 86, 82, 179, 79% THC, and does the trick. Bannon. Oh world. That's another example of a building that I resided in. That looked very much similar to that, minus the 3 archways there on the bottom. If that building was sunk more into the ground, that top half, I resided in a building looked just like that on 5 Mile and Mound. It was called Wild Wild West, Western Wing, and they said they made that for women prisoners back in the day, and that's a bullshit narrative lie. It was somebody's home, somebody's car cell. Yeah, they keep us all down pretty much. That's the ploy of what they're doing. Well, we're getting close to that. That sounds like a plan. I think I'm gonna have a puff too. What the hell? Have another puff, why not? Got a real good stream going tonight. No drop frames, excellent connection. Let me see if anyone else is in the chat. Let me see here. Oh, looks like it's me and Matt. See, James Breeden was there for a minute. I think James is getting ready to usher in the new year with his family or something, probably. Alright, so what I think I'm gonna do is, let's see here. We could get this rolling here differently for a minute. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm just gonna let that roll there for a minute while I take me a quick smoke break and oh, excuse me. Get ready to see where we're gonna go next. Any suggestions? So if that loops, no big deal. These are all images of capital G buildings, redesignated red brick buildings that government officials are residing in today. All over the world, they look the same. Same construction, went through the same multiplication, but this realm went under. So much survived and so much didn't. But they knew which ones to fix up, you know what I mean? The capitals, the energy buildings. Imagine how glorious it was before all that shit hit the fan. Mercury fountains and dirigibles and all this stuff in the air, and trams and cars and planes and all these weird characters around. Like Star Wars, huh? Must have been like in Star Wars day, you know? So we get a better glimpse of yesterday by looking at old movies that we've watched to be programmed about space. And only spaces between our ears has been filled with lies. And we believed it for so long in our lives. Like how we're indoctrinated into Santa Claus, you know, and the Easter Bunny. You know, and creepy and the kooky, mysterious and spooky. They're the Addams family, you know? Always changing your name. sneak into some group or infiltrate something else to poison it and corrupt it. Here's the truth. Here's the White House, and it's really a red brick house. The red brick house of lies. They've been whitewashed with white lies. So we'll let them roll out, and we'll hit studio mode and see what's going on else. That's there. That's there. That's there. Oh, excuse me. I agree with you. There's way more Earth. That's what Matt says, and I say that as well. We're kept in our little place where they don't want you to go nowhere. They want us to be prisoners, and our children's children to be prisoners to this nonsensical madness that they call civilization. And it's really gotten pretty even more divided and more crazy. Look at all the road rage on the street and all the division and, all the drugs that are, and what the lawmakers are doing in these inner cities just to create more people to be homeless and with drugs and all this crazy shit, just wrecking everything. It's sad. And they're in those beautiful buildings that you're seeing flip by you right now. And they get a good wage to tell you lies, to propagate stories about space, to make more laws to come against you, to take away your weapons, to take away everything yours. They don't want you to have no money, just like Matt C said a minute ago. They want to take it all away and just have everybody the same. Just, the ruling class and the masses, And that's bullshit, that ruling class. I'm tired of them. It's time for us to wake up, folks. I know somewhere there's going to be a air tool that raises up, or a superhero, or a Superman. They're looking for a Superman, a superhero, to fill their role of what they're trying to do in this world. But we need we. See, if we will become that Superman, if we all work as a team, we will become that Superman. And make a difference in this realm. You start by telling people, turn your TVs off, don't listen to the news, and the propaganda and all that bullshit that they give you. Realize that all the mountains are melted buildings, and we live on a melted ground. It's not hard to see, as soon as we open up our mind. And I can honestly tell you, folks, today I am a red brick melted building believer, that all the mountains are melted buildings, and the inner cities everywhere in this realm are just pockets of survival, and man just fixed them up. There's nothing new under the sun, and I hope everybody has a happy new year, and we're just gonna continue with that for a minute here, and close the studio mode. I think we looped there before. I think we already hit that before. I'm not sure. But there's so much abandoned. If it does loop, it's just because it got in there and it's time to show it again. You know what I mean? Maybe it opens someone's mind's eye to look at it. So those are some slides I had in there from a previous video. So I'm just gonna let them play out. I still didn't smoke. I was just rambling on. So we'll just let them play out. But we're just killing time to take this to 12:01. Then we're gonna cut it. So we walked from last year into this year. See? So yeah. So thanks for stopping by there. Matt C, James Breeden. I know everyone else is celebrating, so it's just a rare few out there. I'm not doing nothing. I had quit cigarettes for 4 months, but I sneak them in still. And now I'm just kind of like smoking cigarettes again, but not as heavily as I was in the past. But I'm going to have me a cigarette right now too, and a doobie. So I'll be back. So thanks for all your comments, and thanks for all your comments and your input. And I'd like everybody to get involved more. And I'd like to do more of a think tank one with the Red Brick Building and those people who believe that we can make a difference. Have start a meet, get 10 heads together and see what we can't come up together as a collective, just with 10, and then get groups growing that way more, and doing things as a unit, not as, all these different entities. I know everybody wants to get monetized, make a buck. I'm not in this for the buck. If we do make a buck, I want it to go towards the red brick community, buying up red brick buildings. Sounds like a pipe dream, but guess what? Gotta start somewhere, right? So, dream bigger and help the cause, and maybe, who knows? Who knows what we'd be able to do? We say things the right way, and the right ear hears it. We might get some backers to help back us in bringing this and putting this on the plate of academia to look at, to say this is sound, what we're talking about and what we're showing. But it's not likely it will happen, because that would they'd have to rewrite all history, and they'd have to reveal half the stuff they told to us and reiterated to us is all convoluted crap, made up, fabricated for power, energy, the arc. So now I'm going to go arc one up. So red bricks to everybody. I'm just going to let this play out, and maybe we'll get some happier sounds going here. And the retro synth shit. But that's good too, it kind of fits the red brick buildings and all. But maybe we'll just stick with it. We'll stick with the John Carpenter style retro synth mix. So that was brought to you by White Bat Audio. So we have to put a link there for it. Y'all don't know that. It's brought to you by White Bat Audio. So thanks, White Bat Audio. We're using your John Carpenter style retro synth mix tonight. I like this part of the retro synth mix right here. Ready? Here we go. So we play that one out and let them flip. We don't care if they flip 5 times, because it's gonna flip till the calendar flips. It's just one for keepsake, not for nothing else. Some people will view this, and not many people will view this anyway. You start getting to your hour, and then people's attention span go away, and you got to keep them entertained with stuff that you're doing. And I'm taking a break, and I still haven't. I talked about 3 times so far, so that's probably because I'm a little buzzed from your work. So I'll be back if anyone's there. Yeah, so true. The pain is so real. Alright, well, we're gonna usher in the new year. Well there, Mad C, Happy New Year to you and all your loved ones. We need to unlock the truth about the red brick world, and it's all been melted. So thanks for hanging out. It's now 12 o'clock. Fireworks and handguns will start going off shortly. So I'm gonna let you go so I'm not in harm's way of rounds going around. So, red bricks to y'all, Happy New Year, and see you in the Black Mirror soon. Peace, everybody. Thanks for kicking it with me, Matt C. and Big James. Have a beautiful day. And we're gonna end the show with a big old toke of some sour diesel. Excuse me. So that's it, folks. From Red Bricks. There goes the first dynamite out there. Happy New Year. Even if it's in the spring, right? We just say it just to say it. So, we'll have Happy New Year again in the spring. Peace.